I was really offended that he yelled at my mom.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, like who does that? We're paying you. Don't yell at my mom.
Just hop out of the car and be like, no to you, sir.
Yeah, no to you, and then just drive forward anyways.
Mama said knock you out. And
yeah, exactly.
Sock him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ultimate turn of events, your mom just hops out and socks him.
Yeah, Mom, she does it herself. She's had enough.
What's up, everyone? You are listening to episode 4 of the Recurring Bosscast. I'm Jet from SplitKick.com. With me is Matt from Biff Bam Pop.
What's up?
And also with us is Jason from Inside Gaming Daily.
Hello.
How's the mouth doing?
It's fine. Overall, it was a very up and down week. Would you like to hear the story?
Absolutely. I would love
great.
to hear what happened with your wisdom teeth removal.
I've literally been waiting all this whole time just for this one.
You have a very, very slow life then.
I do.
So I had my teeth removed on Monday, the 25th, right after Thanksgiving for us. And the day was fine, the surgery went fine, and I was pretty much kind of out of it for a few hours, and then I ate dinner and I was good and whatnot. And then the next day, I was feeling really good on Tuesday, so I thought, oh, this is great, I'll be fine by the end of the week. And then we go to Wednesday, and my teeth are in really intense pain. It's just the bottom right side of my mouth, and the doctor said that there was a bit more trauma with that removal, so it was likely going to hurt more. So I didn't really think too much of it. I just thought, yeah, it's probably just the pain. But by Wednesday night, it was throbbing so much, I thought my tooth was going to explode. There was just like so much swelling pain. And so we started to look some stuff up online, trying to see what was going on, and we just assumed it must have been problems with the surgery itself. And so Thursday, the pain isn't going away, and I realized that my medicine I'm taking, which was hydrocodone, kind of like Vicodin, I realized that it was only subduing pain for about 2 hours. And on top of that, when I would take the medicine, I would get a little lightheaded, and worse, my chest would feel very compressed. And my brother's wife is a nurse, and my friend is a pharmacist. So we kind of consulted them, like, is this, a problem? And they both said whenever there's chest pain, you should stop taking medicine. So we drew the conclusion that I react badly to hydrocodone, which is a very potent and most commonly used drug for pain. So I couldn't use that. So I was in intense pain for 3 days. Because on Friday, it started to actually finally go down, which is good because I had to work Friday. But if that wasn't worse enough, on Friday, I realized there was something poking me in my mouth, like kind of going from the bottom right tooth towards my tongue. And so I thought it might have just been a loose stitch or something. So we went into the doctor's on Friday before I went to work, and they cut the stitch back, but it still kind of hurt. And then it turned out on Saturday, I saw there's actually now a bone shard sticking out of my gums and poking my tongue.
Whoa.
I know. And now I'm getting it removed tomorrow morning. So it doesn't hurt as much, either because my tongue just calloused over and it doesn't hurt from it, or it kind of pushed out. But yeah, there's a shard of bone sticking out of my gums, and you can see it. And so when I brush my teeth, I have to brush a little bone too.
That actually sounds kind of awesome.
I was going to say
the next James Bond villain.
Yes. It reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa needs to get braces, and Homer doesn't nearly, have money for a dental plan. And so he exaggerates the picture of Lisa, like, growing up, and her teeth just, like, shoot out of her mouth and, like, pierce through her skull. It's, like, a ridiculous image. But that's basically what's happening to my mouth. If I don't get it taken care of, I'm going to have a tooth growing through my skull. So
you just need to find a way to leverage this into some sort of superpower.
Yeah. Maybe it'll strike some sort of nerve, and so in my mouth, like, I can't feel pain, so I'll just bite metal, like Jaws or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most logical thing that will happen.
At the very least, you could exploit it as a cool party trick or something.
Yes, that's true. But we'll see. So tomorrow that extraction happens again. Hopefully no more stitches. But that was my life for 2 weeks, and I worked.
Wow.
Indeed.
Matt, what's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. I went Christmas tree shopping.
Okay.
Ooh.
So not real, well, obviously if I went shopping, but like we went to the mall to see if we could find one of those pre-lit ones. Mm-hmm. And we found the one that we absolutely loved. This is Liza and I am talking about. We found the one that we absolutely loved, and they were sold out.
No.
And of course, all of the stores were sold out. And I don't know if you guys know, but Sears has this really archaic computer system that only updates itself once every 24 hours.
Wow.
And that's for like stock levels and whatnot. So the guy goes, well, this one store has 3. He goes, but that was yesterday at this time. So it doesn't really help out.
Yeah, how does that help?
I kind of asked him, like, how is this helping anybody? He goes, well, it doesn't really help anybody. I said, has anybody ever thought of changing this thing? Because it's not very good.
And then he hired you on the spot. Like, you are our manager now.
He did, yeah. Like, the light shone in. They were like, oh, this guy has the best ideas ever. So we ended up going to another place in the mall, and we found one that we liked. And the girl that was selling it to us was in training. And she's like, she's actually very helpful. But they only had one. She told us they had tons of all the stuff on the floor. So we said, oh, well, we really like this one. This is great. They have tons of them. And it turns out that they only had the one that was left on the stand itself that was already lit as the show model. So I told her, I said, you know what, at this point, I said, let me just take it. I'll buy the tree. I'll take it down myself. I'll unplug it all, put it in the box, and walk out with it. She said, well, I don't know if we can do that. So she went and checked with her manager. But anyways, long story short, I bought the model that was on the floor. I undid it myself, took it all apart, put it in the box, and brought it home. And it was in the hailstorm. So giving myself lots of credit for that.
Wow. Hailstorm?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't quite a hailstorm, but it was really freezing rain and wet and gross. And
okay.
I lived.
Wait, don't you two live in the same town? How would
that's
you know?
why I was confused, because I don't remember any sort of hailstorm.
I'm exaggerating a little bit.
I do remember rain.
Yeah.
It's been raining of late.
Well, we were in Mississauga, though.
Oh, okay.
Shopping. So it was freezing rain up there. And it literally just came and went in about an hour and a little bit. So, but it was pretty bad. But yeah, you're right, though, Jet. When we got back down into the city, it wasn't so bad. But carrying it to the car in freezing rain was fun. But anyways, I have a tree, and it's awesome. So that's been my fun story for the week.
Congratulations on getting a tree. What color are the pre-lit lights?
White. They're all white.
Okay. Did you consciously go for the white ones to give yourself flexibility as far as color schemes going forward?
I don't know. See, Liza and I have this great divide when it comes to decorating Christmas trees because I am a fan of tinsel. And apparently, according to everybody, including the cashier at Sears, or wherever it was we got it, tinsel is outdated. And she made me sound like I was extremely out of touch with how to decorate Christmas trees. And Liza argued the same point, and she said that ribbon was the way to go, like these big, long, sort of moldable ribbon.
Oh, I've not seen any ribbon trees, yeah.
Neither have I. So I'm not alone. That's good. But I was told that tinsel was outdated. So that was kind of a shot. And I very disappointed. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to fight her on this. We'll see.
My parents used to always put popcorn on our trees. They don't do it anymore, but I always liked that. That was cool. Yeah. Get just like a needle and string it through. And then we used to have 2 St. Bernards, and they would eat the popcorn. So I'm pretty sure that that's why we had to stop. But yeah, I always liked that. Something kind of unique.
That's pretty good. What about you, Jet?
So, I mean, as far as Christmas trees go, growing up with my family, it was always the same decorations every single year. My parents were indiscriminate about design or color or what type it is. It's just, well, we'll bring out the box of decorations we had last year and just put them up. And this year, with Steph for the first time, she had a very particular color scheme in mind, and she was thinking, okay, well, it's got to be blue with a little bit of silver. And so actually, Matt, you've seen my tree at this point, right? You were there. We'll get to that. So it was a little bit of an adjustment for me to say, okay, well, this thing has to be coordinated a certain way other than just, it's Christmas, ta-da! But I actually like how the tree turned out.
That's good.
Nice.
So it's very color coordinated, mostly blue with hints of silver, and there is one strand of tinsel going around. It's gold, just to add a little bit of pop to it.
It's good. Keep up the tinsel fight.
And then we do have our own unique decoration. So Steph has the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Nice.
Very nice.
And I have a Wolverine figurine that is standing on top of a Sentinel head.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm actually in the market for a Yoda tree topper.
Oh, they got to exist somewhere.
No, they do. I've seen them. I just have to actually go get one. And it's literally Yoda, and he's in the full uniform, and he's got the lightsaber holding right up at the front, and the lightsaber glows, and it sticks right up in the air.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So once I get that, pictures going out to all you guys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Life will be complete.
Yep, indeed.
I've got a really big list of things on life stuff. I might just hit one or two. One, Ikea Monkey. What's up with that?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That actually happened at the Ikea close by my house.
So
It
there's
did
a
happen.
monkey?
Oh, you haven't heard the story, Jason? I thought this was big international news.
It could be. I don't know.
Maybe Toronto is just making a big deal of it because it happened in the area.
Maybe there's just no news. No good news. So we
It's a
just
combination of all of these things.
Yeah.
So it turns out that there was a person who went to an IKEA and they had a monkey in a crate. And the monkey managed to get out of the crate and get out of the car. And for a good half hour was just wandering around the IKEA parking lot. And it not only was this just any monkey, it was a monkey wearing a cute little winter jacket.
Yep.
So,
Oh my gosh.
Only in Canada.
only in Canada.
So, like, is this like a... What kind of monkey is it? Like an orangutan or just a Reese monkey? What is it?
Yeah, it's a small.
It
small
was a
monkey.
baby monkey.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know the exact breed, but it kind of is the color of an orangutan, I think. Anyway, the owner got the monkey back, took it away, and then the cops came and fined him $200 because you're not allowed to have monkeys as pets here, and the monkey got taken away.
No, that's sad.
It is sad, but it has led to a lot of memes and funny pictures on the internet today.
Yes, indeed.
I am going to look this up later.
Yeah. Have you seen the one where it's the cat and he's sitting at the desk on the phone and he goes, "Oh, I forgot to pick up Walter," and then it shows the monkey at Walmart. That's pretty good.
I guess the other thing, I have a lot of notes here, but we'll just cover this other one. Matt came to my house a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
Yeah, and we played a whole bunch of Wii U stuff.
Has it been a couple of weeks already? Holy cow.
Yeah, it has been.
Wow.
That was a while
Totally
ago.
jealous.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
What'd
Yeah,
play?
you. Oh, Matt, actually, you went to an event just before, right?
I did. Merely hours before I showed up at your doorstep. Yeah, I went to the WB had an event down in Toronto, and basically it was a show, sort of a WB gaming event. So Batman, Arkham City, Scribblenauts, and some weird sports. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't very good, that game, but yeah, it was kind of fun. It was literally at this place called the One King West Hotel in downtown Toronto. And they have a big vault in the basement, so it's literally got the big vault door with the giant, wheel on it.
Wow.
And
Cool.
They do events and stuff inside there. So when we went down to go in, it was just literally like walking into a bank vault, and they had TVs and stuff set up all on the inside. So
That's cool.
that was pretty cool. Although I have to say that I'm really glad that I went to Jets afterwards to actually really play hands-on with the Wii, because we didn't really get a whole lot of time with the Wii at the WB event, and they didn't really have that many games either. So, yeah, I mean, at Jay's place, at Jet's place, we got to play a bunch of stuff. So it was fun. Yeah,
Played a lot of Nintendo Land, mostly the Zelda game, which is
Yes.
really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like one of the better ones for the disc.
Matt
I
was.
could have played that all night. Jet kicked me off, but I could have played it all night.
I wanted to get you a more rounded Wii U experience, but yeah, I probably could have just powered through that all night.
Yeah, we could have done it. We were doing good too.
What else did we play? We played some Mario.
Yeah, that was
One
Mario.
of the weird things about Mario on the Wii U is that if you have one remote and one gamepad, like one Wii remote and one gamepad, you can only play single player.
Yep.
What? Why?
If it's multiplayer, everyone has to have a Wii remote, and if you have the gamepad, you can only use it for boost mode, where the person with the gamepad draws blocks.
So,
Yeah, we were really disappointed.
like, what if can you like not use the gamepad and play multiplayer?
You can only play multiplayer without the gamepad.
Oh,
You
so
can
this
only-
boost
yeah.
mode is something completely different. From
No, it's with the. So this is
confused.
getting really confusing.
Explain, Jet.
You
please.
cannot use the Wii U gamepad as a regular controller in multiplayer.
okay.
All you can do with it is draw blocks, and that's it. So if you are in a scenario where you only have one remote and one gamepad, you can only play one player.
But like, if you're only playing one player, then can the other player still draw blocks?
No.
Oh,
It won't even let you enter into multiplayer mode.
that's
unless you have
weird.
two
You figured it kind of
remotes.
would.
No. It was very disappointing.
It
part of
was...
me.
Yeah, it
it's
is
really
disappointing.
silly. So we played it the old-fashioned way and just handed the controller back and forth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was still fun, and
It was.
a pretty good set of levels. We were playing through the second half of the game, and some of those levels are really tough.
Now, wait, this might be kind of a silly question, but for Wii U, do you need Wii Motion Plus? Is that right?
It depends on the game.
Okay, so like for Mario, for example, do you need a Wii Motion Plus controller?
No.
No. So you just need a regular Wii remote and nunchuck.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't even need the nunchuck, just the remote.
Oh, right, yeah, Mario. Okay.
So we played a little bit of that, and then some Trine 2.
Which was actually really good as well.
That is
I've never played Trine or Trine 2.
You should.
I played them on PC, but...
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a Steam sale coming around the corner. Maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, they look just as... I would say they look just as good on the Wii. Like, they looked really good on the Wii. I was surprised, but it was good.
And it's like a 2D platforming RPG, isn't that right? Multiplayer-oriented,
With a
physics-based?
Yeah, with a narrator.
Cool. Narrator like Bastion or something?
Kind of like Bastion. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like Bastion. Like, they say things like, "Oh, he snuck through the rooftops really quietly," as you're sneaking through the rooftops really quietly, kind of thing.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I've played the Xbox 360 version earlier this year. Got the Wii U one to write up for Split Kick, and I would say that the Wii U version is almost the definitive console version.
Ooh, why
Almost.
such a bold claim?
I think that it controls better on the Wii U. The gamepad is an upgrade from the Xbox 360 controller, and playing it on the Wiimote and Nunchuck is actually the best way to play that game, in my opinion.
Really.
I
And
thought
what's-
that the combination of analog stick control on the left hand and a pointer on the right just worked perfect.
Good.
Yeah, because that's how we played it. I used the Wii U controller, and you used the nunchuck and remote.
Yes. On the gamepad,
Yeah, you
it's...
could draw things a lot better as well.
Yes.
I remember I was struggling to draw boxes and stuff, and you were just whipping through it on the screen.
Yeah.
So what's the? There must be one fault if you said almost.
There
the best.
is a fault if you plan on playing a lot of online. So, one of the really crappy things about the Wii U online infrastructure is that there is no system-level voice chat, and there is no way to send a text-based message to strangers.
They got to be on your
So-
friends list.
Yeah, they have to be in your friends list. So let's say I hop into your game randomly, and I want to send you a message. What I have to do is open up the home menu, go into Miiverse, then type in your name, then go back to the game. And at that point, I've already burned 2-3 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
And you've already run way ahead.
Yeah, really.
And then voice chat, there are only certain games that have it, and it's going to be on the developers to build it in on a game-by-game basis, and I would imagine that most people won't. So that's going to be a problem.
So does the Wii U or the gamepad have a mic built in, or does it use the Wii Speak from the Wii console?
It does have a mic built in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does have a microphone. In Nintendo Land, you have to blow into it.
Okay.
So it does have a microphone, but they did not build in the support for voice chat.
Wow.
Of course. Maybe. I mean, that seems like something that could be updated with a future, firmware or something
Possibly.
possible.
I have a
chat.
feeling Nintendo doesn't care, and we'll never see that.
Yeah, they probably don't.
Hopefully.
So I would say that if you have not played Trine 2 and you have a Wii U, pick up that version. And as long as you have no ambitions or don't really plan on playing much in the way of online multiplayer, that's fine.
Or you have
I like
friends.
playing that. Yes, if you have friends to play with you locally, or plan on just playing it yourself, which I spent most of my time doing, then go for it.
Cool. Still jealous. Christmas might, maybe, I don't know. Santa will be good this year. You never know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't really a huge... I didn't really expect much from the Wii U because I didn't really like the Wii. Sorry, Jet. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was actually really, really fun. And it turned me into I kind of thought about like having it so that Liza and I could play with it, something that we could both kind of bond over. And it seems like, because we went to Best Buy probably a couple days before I went to Jets, Liza and I did, and she was playing Rayman like at the demo booth, and she loved it. So the whole time I'm thinking, oh, maybe we could game on this. So yeah, who knows?
All right, Jet, I have a striking question.
Okay.
Now it's been almost a month. So is the Wii U gimmicky, or you think it's for real?
In what sense?
Like, are people going to be turned off by the idea of the touch controls because they're not long-lasting? Does it feel like it's just a tacked-on funny sort of thing, or is it going to be something that'll stay around forever? Like, for example, I thought the DS would be kind of gimmicky, but the two-screen thing really works well. And then at the same time, I kind of thought the 3DS would be pretty amazing, but now no one really does 3D. You know, like the stereoscope or whatever it's called, 3D.
Okay.
Without the glasses.
Do I think that the touchscreen in the middle of the controller will be a standard or something that everyone else is going to copy going forward?
To an extreme, yes.
To an extreme? I definitely see a place where that could happen. I do like having the touchscreen there, and even just the ability to play the entire game on the controller just has actually come in quite handy, even though I have access to a TV here, my own dedicated TV. It's usually hooked up to the main one. So Steph's usually watching shows, but then I can just say, oh, all right, she can go watch whatever show she wants, and then I'll play Mario beside her or play anything in that manner, and it's actually pretty neat. I like it a lot. And then as far as touchscreen controls and all of that stuff, I think there is a lot of potential there. Whether or not developers fully realize it, whole other story.
Yeah. But you think the general idea of the touchscreen complementing gameplay with a controller could work?
I think that general concept could work. And I think as it is, it's pretty good.
Good.
It is a solid controller, and the basis for whatever it is they want to go going forward is there. Unlike, say, the Wii Remote, where I guess we all had these visions of what this thing could potentially do, and then you actually get the technology, and it kind of sucks.
You can go right out and say we wanted a lightsaber and didn't get it. 'Cause that's what I wanted, and I didn't get it.
I think it's just from the point of view where it hasn't been fully developed for yet. So I think it's going to take longer than a month to really sort of see how this turns out.
Yeah.
You look at Zelda, it's great. The addition of the touchscreen for the Archer is awesome. But then you look at something like Batman Arkham City, where everything looks just sort of thrown onto there just to be on it. And you get sort of both ends of the spectrum. So hopefully they go more the Zelda way, less the Batman way.
Yeah, I don't think hardware is going to be a problem on this one, unlike the Wii.
Good. That's kind of what I was wondering. That's good.
Yeah, so sky's the limit.
Great.
So we've kind of jumped super into games at this point. I did promise I would read this one email that we got from Switchfox 1977 regarding our last show. So do you guys mind if we hop back and read this letter?
Oh,
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right, let's do this. So from Switchfox, he's discussing a last episode show where we were talking about console loyalty. So he wanted to throw in his 2 cents. If you'd like to do the same, you can email us at bosscast@splitkick.com. And so he has to say this. I pretty much have had a huge spectrum of... let me start from the top.
Start over.
I totally screwed that up.
Edit that out.
Edit it, yep. I pretty much have had a huge spectrum of platform preferences. It pretty much revolved around what I could afford at the time. The only time I have had more than one console at a time is now with a dusty Wii and my PS3. So these are the systems that he's had. An NES, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, Sega Dreamcast, PC for EverQuest, Xbox, PC for WoW, a Wii, which he says he hardly played, and the PS3. He says that he prefers to play solo, so his favorite console so far has been his PS3. I only recently had any type of real multiplayer experiences when I bought Borderlands 2. I played the crap out of that game exclusively with co-op and loved every minute of it. That also made me realize something. Most PS3 owners don't have headphones. What I think he means is the headset.
Headsets, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which supports your thoughts that the PS3 is a single-player console for the most part. Digging your podcast, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, he's got it. That's how I feel exactly the same way.
It's funny too that he brings up the point that PS3 owners don't utilize the headset as much as Xbox people do.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
I do too. I think Xbox just supports that cross-game chat. Can you do cross-game chat on PS3?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think you can.
And I mean, and that's like, you know, unless I'm playing hardcore Call of Duty or something where you really need to communicate with your team, I'm not going to invest money in that. Like, I don't need a headset to play. So, yeah, that's a really good point that we didn't discuss before.
And let's also look at the fact too that the PS3 doesn't ship with a headset, whereas the Xbox does.
True.
So, I mean, right off the bat, right?
Yeah. Good point. Also, nice collection of systems. I'm digging,
Yeah, seriously.
I'm digging the Sega love. Sega Dreamcast, where it's at.
And it's actually good too that he got his first experience with multiplayer playing Borderlands. That's a pretty good game to start with.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with Borderlands 2.
No.
So good.
You guys cool to hop back into the games?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we've talked about a whole bunch of Wii U stuff, and I have even more on my list. But let's switch it up a little bit. Matt, what are you playing?
Oh, what am I playing? I started playing Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, and I've got to tell you right now, I'm literally bored out of my mind in the first probably 5 hours or so.
Okay.
I mean, you told you kind of prepared me for it. You said, you know, the game doesn't really start until about 5 hours in. Oh my god, dude. It is so slow. I mean, literally, like you're playing hide and seek for like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. But it's starting to pick up a little bit more now. I don't know. Yeah, it's still, you know, a little boring. I would say I'm probably about 5, maybe 5.5 hours in, 6 hours or so. So hopefully it's going to start picking up. But good grief.
So
man,
at that
it
amount of
was
time,
so
have you gotten
boring.
to any assassinations?
You know what? I've literally just walked around killing people just to sort of, you know, break the monotony of the whole thing.
So have you done anything in the game yet that you can see on the commercials? Like, can you jump through trees and shoot bows and arrows and throw tomahawks?
Yes, I'm past that point now.
At least you got that.
I've also run through snow.
Ooh.
That's in the commercials. I have killed a few people.
That's in the
More
commercials.
than a few people. I've killed a lot of people. Yeah, so it's getting a little better now. But yeah, man, Jet, you're so right. It's so slow at the beginning.
Yeah, it's...
But yeah, if I give a word to anybody that's going to play it, just get through it. It gets a little bit better, and it's getting better for me now. But man, it's so slow.
There's kind of a story payoff for me during the transition. Without going into spoilers, there's a point where you transition to the main dude, and how they transition off of the other person. Like, oh, there's story ramifications for this. Oh, this is what you meant all along. Or like, this is why this beginning starts the way that it does. And that I guess made it a little easier for me to swallow, but it does start slower than I would have hoped.
It's true. I mean, you pretty much there's like 45 minutes of game or something before the title, and that's not even that's true. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you bring it up because this past week one of my friends got Borderlands 2 and we were playing and whatnot together, and he said online how he bought Assassin's Creed 3 and was super mad for he's played the game and like he hasn't done anything. He's seen it in the commercials and he feels like he's been ripped off. And so I said, well, how long have you played? And he said, only like 30 minutes. And so I yelled at him. I was like, Kevin, you gotta play longer. But apparently you don't. So,
30 minutes of Assassin's Creed is the equivalent of opening the case.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I told him he's got to keep playing, but 5 hours is that's getting kind of up there.
In the first 30 minutes, I don't even think you go back to the past at that point.
Yeah, he said
No,
just
not
30
really.
minutes, and so Laura and I just kind of laughed at him, like, come on, man.
At most, if he powered through it, you have killed one dude.
I don't know if he did that much. That might have been a
it's true.
redeeming factor he just didn't say, so I don't know.
I'm curious to hear how you think the rest of the game shakes out. I think that the overall response to the game is mixed,
Yeah.
and I can see where people are coming from. I think I liked it a little more than most, but I am totally cognizant that the game has all sorts of issues.
Yeah. Okay, I have to ask you a question, Jack, because
Okay.
you've played it. And it isn't really, it's not a spoiler. I mean, it's the very, very first part of the game,
Okay.
but it has to do with the theater, not giving away any events or anything
Okay.
like that. But at some point, you're climbing through the theater?
Yeah, I know what
How does nobody see you climbing through the theater?
That was the first thing that hit me when your character says that I'm gonna do this, and he starts doing it, and I think, wait a minute, how is no one recognizing that there is a dude climbing the side of the theater as the play is happening?
Not only that, but to initiate like the climb, you literally jump over somebody's head that's sitting in front of you. So I don't know.
Must be a really entrancing play. I don't.
And you're loud. Like when you're climbing through, you're loud. You knock things over, and people are talking underneath you. I don't understand how nobody sees you, but suspend
camo.
belief, I guess, for a while.
Yeah, that game forces you to do that quite a bit.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm playing Walking Dead Assault for iOS. Kind of snuck under the radar. It just sort of appeared on the App Store one day. Downloaded it, and it's very close to the Borderlands iOS game. Sort of a top-down, overhead, squad-based kind of shooter. Pretty good though. The controls I think are a little bit better. The AI is a little bit better than Borderlands was. I've only played maybe 2 or so levels of it, but yeah, pretty good. And it was only I think $1, so that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
And it's completely faithful to the show, so it's all the characters from the show as well.
Cool.
Yes, that was pretty good. And lastly, I jumped into Sleeping Dogs.
Ooh.
I stole it from my brother. He was done playing it, so I grabbed it, and I like it. It's Square Enix, so it's done really well.
Good.
It was originally supposed to be True Crime, and then Square Enix took it over and made it into Sleeping Dogs, and I think that was a really good move because the game is well done.
That Sleeping Dogs is actually on my Christmas wish list. Maybe we'll talk about that a little later on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, it's good. You'll like it. It's really.
I
good.
did try the demo and thought it was pretty rad.
One thing I liked about it is that the city looks so good.
Yeah, it looks good in the trailers.
You're never in. I don't think I recall a game where you play so much in Hong Kong, but it looks beautiful. Like the city looks great. The combat's really good as well. Like everything's just. I don't know. It's a good all around game. I like it.
Cool.
Very exciting.
Random aside, did any of you guys watch the Spike VGAs?
I have them taped. I haven't watched them yet.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and spoil it.
Yeah.
Feel free.
I thought... So normally, I don't go out and watch the Spike VGAs that often. I actually find them, for the most part, to be very... almost offensive as a gamer, just how they pander to the lowest common denominator all the time.
Absolutely.
And
You're right, they did.
some of the awards are even dumb. Like, I still remember the best game fueled by Dew around the time Halo 3 was coming out, and of course Halo 3 wins. And
Yeah.
so some of that stuff kind of disgusted me, but I thought this year was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I did too. Unfortunately I worked late, and I had to go back home, or I got back home and it was already about half over, and then I just watched the Bulls game. But I went back online and I read every winner and all the trailers, saw all those, and I agree. I think the games they picked, they were some were really deserving.
There were some very interesting picks, and I thought the show as a whole, as presented, did a really good job of celebrating the culture rather than pandering to... Well, okay, except the Samuel L. Jackson mode stuff, which is kind of corny, but it was still within the context of celebrating the best games of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and there were some very interesting picks for Game of the Year. In particular, the game that they ended up choosing for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Matt, do you know who ended up winning?
I do not.
Okay. Do you want to know?
You can go ahead. Yeah, spoil it.
The Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
They won.
Wow.
I was surprised. Like when I got back to my computer and I checked the winner, I did this double take. Like, wait a minute, and then I looked through the list and I was thinking, like, where's Halo? Okay, there's Halo. No Call of Duty was in there. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't even. I don't think it was even nominated.
No, it wasn't.
That might be a first if I can think about it.
I don't think Modern Warfare 3 was nominated either.
Okay, good. It shouldn't have been, but
Wow.
yeah, I thought, bravo for them for picking a game that's actually a worthwhile choice. And sorry, I'm like moving around in my chair. The only other award that I really weighed in on a lot and thought they did a really good pick was I can't think of the guy's name, but the voice actor that did Handsome Jack in Borderlands 2 won for best male performance.
Oh,
And
awesome.
that guy, I mean, I know Jet's played. If you've played Borderlands 2, Matt, that guy's phenomenal. Like, Handsome Jack is so good, and that's such great voice acting. So I thought that was a good award. I mean, there could be better categories, besides best male voice actor, but I thought that was a good pick. I thought he did a good job.
I've got it here. Damon Clark. That's the guy's name.
That's right. Yeah.
Right on. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the nominees as we're going along here, and I see that Lee Everett got nominated, the guy that does Lee Everett in The Walking Dead. And
The girl won from The Walking Dead, I think.
yeah, she did.
Oh, Clementine?
Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
right.
yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, Clementine is amazing. Best kid in video games ever.
Actually, I just blew my mind right now because I found out that Emma Stone is one of the characters in Sleeping Dogs.
Oh,
Really?
I had no idea.
she plays one of the Asian dudes.
She's a very versatile actor.
Yeah, she's good. Huh. Well, now I'm just going to probably go through this list here and see.
I think it's still actually worth watching, even if you've seen
Yeah,
that
maybe
list.
I'll do that.
It was
Just for
actually
the spectacle.
I think
And-
the whole show is available on Spike's website, too. I think you can watch it.
Oh, right on.
That might be a lie. I don't know. By the time this comes out, that could be a lie.
Hey, man, I'm glad, though, The Walking Dead won. That's pretty cool. That's well-deserved.
You gotta
Perfect
finish that up,
timing.
Matt.
The disc comes out tomorrow. You can get it all for a cheap price.
I'm sad to say I still haven't finished it.
I'm sad to say I've not played
I
any
know.
of it. So
And the whole time I have it, like, every time I don't play it, I always think, man, I'm disappointing Jet.
Oh, you
No, I'm disappointing him.
I think of that. I think of that sometimes too. Even my machinima editor, I'm like, man, he's probably judging me.
So, besides not playing The Walking Dead, Jason, what are you playing?
Yeah, I've been playing games from many, many decades this past week. So I guess we'll start from the top here. I got to play through the wonderful adventures of Family Guy Back to the Multiverse for the PS3. Yeah, that wasn't that good.
I think I remember saying that last week.
Yeah. My review's already up, so you can read it. But like the game, it's super bland. So you do the same thing over and over. And every level, you just kill so many people and collect so many items and move forward. And it's all in a Family Guy setting. And the animation is fine. It's actually good. And the best part is the voice acting. It's all Seth MacFarlane and all the actors from the show. So that's great. And even the music is kind of fitting. So that's really surprising for me. But everything else is really just bad. Like the gameplay is boring. And one of the biggest faults I had with it is the sense of humor is just off, even for Family Guy standards. So
Really?
The best way I can put it is in Family Guy when they... have you seen Family Guy, either of you guys?
Like the show?
The TV show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jet, you seen it too?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I do
you know
enjoy
how
Family Guy.
inevitably, like, within every 5-minute span, there's some point where Peter or whomever refer back to some point and, it's a funny story. So let's say they're like, I don't know, Peter, you wouldn't be able to do that if you were Amish. And then they go back to this Amish time and Peter's like, yeah, I can't come because I gotta build a barn tomorrow. And, it's kind of funny. It's like, ha 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 ha. And, like, they make a joke. But in the game, the joke, quote unquote, is just like having a universe run by Amish people. And, like, that's it. There's no joke in that. They just make this setting and say, hey, it's funny because now you're murdering Amish people. And they don't say anything to make it funny. And this happens in literally every level. So eventually you just realize, like, this isn't funny. It's really just kind of mean. Like, there's no setup. There's no premise. There's no joke to tell and nothing to laugh at. So the humor really falls flat. And then not only that, but the banter between Brian and Stewie is repetitive, and half of the time it's funny, the other half it's kind of, no, just stop. So overall, it wasn't a really good package. Better than other tie-in shows, game shows, but no, I would avoid at all costs. But
It's an authentic Family Guy experience, though.
What's
With
that?
The music and the
It's I mean, if you're a fan of Family Guy, like a diehard fan, you'll probably enjoy it. But if you're a fan of anything like video games in general, you'll find that it's like super bad, and you just won't want to play it.
Got it.
But the good thing about that is playing such a poor game, I'm playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition on the PC, which is such a phenomenal game. It just makes me appreciate everything about games all anew because it's so good. So have you guys ever played Baldur's Gate? It came out in like 1999 or something like that for the PC.
No.
I never did. No, I've heard tons about it, but I've never actually played it.
It is like a super classic. And most modern RPGs will draw inspiration from this. So Skyrim, Oblivion, even Fallout 3, like a lot of new RPGs are doing basically what Baldur's Gate did, over a decade ago. And playing it now, it's funny because you almost think this role reversal, that, this game is just like Skyrim, but, it's the other way around. And it's super fun. It's an RPG. You get your party. It follows advanced D&D rules. It's 2nd edition, so it's super old, but it's just fun. Like the amount of side quests, your characters all have their alignments, and if you form a party of characters that don't like each other, they'll eventually kill each other.
Really?
You have no control. Like, if you're walking around with this lawful good wizard, not lawful good paladin, and you get a chaotic neutral wizard or something, a wild mage, eventually they'll start to talk to each other and they'll just start to kill each other. And so you have to kind of be like, oh crap, and then figure out what you're going to do. And on top of that, if you make a choice or if you kill someone or do something that's against your alignment or someone else's alignment, they'll point it out and eventually they'll leave you. If you say to someone, yeah, I'll help you find your friend in this stronghold, and then you don't do it, they're like, yeah, I'm out of here, and they just leave. And they take all your stuff like that they had on them. So it's cool. It's a very engrossing game. And I highly recommend it. And it just came out for the iPad, and I want to say the iPhone as well.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great RPG. Dozens of hours you can play with that one. So it's good. Outside of that...
Now, would you say that experience would lend itself well to the iPad?
I thought about that, and I really want to say no. Like, I don't see how not having a mouse would make that any easier, because there's a lot of clicking around to pick who you want to use to attack, because the game all happens in real time, but if you press the spacebar, you stop the game, and you can plan out your strategies and move your attacks around. And, I'm sure it's just a tap on the touchscreen for the iPad, but it's so much easier to have a mouse, and you can get some hotkeys set up and just go much faster. So on the iPad, I feel like that's going to be kind of lost, and the game will feel a lot slower. So I would, without even playing on the iPad, I would initially recommend PC or Mac. I think Mac is coming soon. So that's definitely the way I would go. But if you don't have a PC that can run it, I don't see how you couldn't. But if you don't, then yeah, go to the iPad.
So if your PC only displays two colors,
if you're running DOS, then you have to be careful.
So pardon me for my ignorance on this next question. So I've never played Baldur's Gate, but I did buy a copy of Dragon Age once and have never played it. That's sitting at my brother's house.
Yes.
How much is Baldur's Gate like Dragon Age?
It is actually very, very similar.
Okay.
So, Dragon Age, of course, looks a lot better because it's newer. And it has a third-person perspective, whereas Baldur's Gate's more of an isometric top-down view.
Okay.
But it's essentially the same type of game, where you level up your character, you're doing a lot of quests, going towards one main quest with lots of side quests, and you'll eventually find more gear and more impressive skills and stats to use and abilities and stuff.
Okay.
But Dragon Age is a bit more streamlined in a sense, because there's really only one path you can go down in terms of character development. Whereas Baldur's Gate, it's one of the most finely crafted Dungeons and Dragons games ever made. And if you've played Dungeons and Dragons, you can do anything in those games. And so, in Baldur's Gate alone, when you start the game and make your character, you can basically pick a total of, I'm going to say, like, well over 100 different types of characters from the very beginning, and that will greatly alter your gameplay. Wow. So, if you want to be an archer, like I am, you could be an archer, and if not, you could be an assassin, or you can be an assassin mage, or any of these things. And then, the way you level up, kind of like in Borderlands, you just have your 3 tiers, and you can pick what you want. In Baldur's Gate, you really just pick your proficiencies and some of your skills, and you go at it that way. But then you have to also keep in mind your alignment and how you react to, like, your god, and if you're a good character, if you do bad things, how it affects your lifestyle and how you might not make friends. And so there's lots of choices that games nowadays kind of take for granted and don't really give you that option of altering. But in this game, you can mess up pretty bad and be like, well, crap. So,
wow. I
don't know if that makes it any easier.
Makes it definitely more intriguing.
Yeah.
I'm actually really interested in
It's
that.
worth it. If you can't tell, I really like the game.
Really?
As a player of RPGs, this is a bona fide classic. It is one of the best you can play. So
cool.
You got to play it.
I have a Mac,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty old one. I don't know if Baldur's Gate would run on it. I bet no.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the original one actually went to Mac, so
Okay.
I don't know. But I want to say they're releasing this one, the Enhanced Edition, for Mac. I just don't think it's out yet. And honestly, I really don't think you'll have a problem, because the game is pretty old. I mean, it's
Okay.
not anything spectacular. In fact, the graphics they didn't age well. So,
What I was leading to. I also have an iPad, but you made it sound like that's not the way to go either. However,
Well, mind you, if you haven't played it on computer, though,
yeah, you
not.
wouldn't know, I guess.
maybe. Where I was leading to is that I still have that copy of Dragon Age sitting at my brother's house. I think during what we called the Great Divorce, where we had to split our video game collection as I was moving out.
I like the title.
Even though I bought the game, I gave it to him. I figured I wasn't going to play it at all. Is it worth going back and playing Dragon Age at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. So you have to be in the mood, though. Like, if you're not wanting to play a game that's going to take upwards to, I want to say, 30 or 40 hours, then you won't enjoy it, because the game is a steady incline up of awesomeness. So the more you play it, the more intrigued you'll be with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. I mean, even if you know some of the spoilers for the game, it's still really good.
Okay. I bought it at the time because it was $15, and I liked BioWare's work on the Mass Effect series, so I said, you know what,
Yeah.
maybe I'll try this out. And then I never did.
Except Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, BioWare, I'm going to sound kind of silly if I'm wrong, but I think BioWare did Baldur's Gate. I want
Yes,
to say
that's
it's them.
hence
Yeah,
the
so
Dragon Age
it's
connection.
very, very similar to that sense. Anyways, I'll get to my last thing. I have been rocking through a whole bunch of Sega Saturn games, and it's been
Nice.
a blast and a curse at the same time. So there's going to be an upcoming feature on my site about Sega Saturn, my experiences with the Saturn and whatnot, and I've got to rock it through a lot of games with this pain in my mouth, so I kind of stay home, and like I beat Sonic 3D Blast, I beat Die Hard Arcade, I beat Golden Axe, The Duel. I was able to play a whole bunch of these games, and pretty awesome. Pretty cool to be able to like have this, my first experience with a game system that came out almost 2 decades ago. I can have it right now.
Cool.
And that's kind of fun. But yeah, as a fan of retro games, it's been a blast.
Also,
Any Virtua Cop?
Virtua Cop was the first one I ever played. Yep, my very
Nice.
first
Good
Sega
stuff.
Saturn game was Virtua Cop, and I
Nice.
subsequently beat it 20 minutes later. 'Cause it is a short game.
I'll never forget my very first Sega Saturn experience. This was in May of that year where it came out, and it was at E3. It was that E3 where they surprised everyone and said, "Oh, the Sega Saturn is out now."
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
that week, I went to a Toys R Us, and a
Can I guess which game you bought?
I didn't buy a Sega Saturn.
Oh, damn it.
So that was part of the whole Nintendo loyalty thing. I still have never owned a Sega
Oh, yeah,
system.
right.
I did like the Genesis a lot, though, playing at my cousin's house and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I went to a Toys R Us that week, and there was a touring Sega Saturn bus that
Uh-oh.
happened to be in the parking lot of this Toys R Us. And I got to play the launch lineup of games there, all 5 of them, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
all I remember in particular was Virtua Fighter not looking nearly as good as it did
Yep.
in the arcade.
That is absolutely right. I actually just picked up Virtua Fighter this weekend, and it is god awful. Like, it just, I think I remember playing it on I think there's a Genesis version, and I was like, man, this game just does not seem to even compare to that. And everything is so blocky. But
Yeah.
yeah, Virtua Fighter, it's a good one. You know, there's a Virtua Fighter anime. I saw that when I was out today,
Oh, that's
or anime, whatever you want to say.
well.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed. It looks like garbage, but it exists.
I don't know enough about the Virtua Fighter lore to judge one way or another, but it doesn't seem like there's much to tie them
Yeah.
together. I don't know.
I mean, when is there a fighting game that has a lot to tie in? So,
Well, in the world of Street Fighter,
yeah. Well, M. Bison and Shadowloo are taking over the world with his psycho power. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been up to.
cool. We've already talked about a bunch of the games I have been playing, but I wanted to throw 2 more out there. I played the FIFA 13 demo, and I guess the only reason I'm bringing this up as a point of significance is that it is the first ever demo on the Wii U.
Oh,
So the process of installing this thing, I guess downloading it plus installing it took about an hour.
ugh,
It
Wow.
still
it's
stinks.
a long
to
time
download.
for a demo.
Yes. a long time. And another thing, the way Nintendo Wii U demos are set up is that you can only play them a certain amount of times before you just can't anymore, like the 3DS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's not very good.
So on FIFA, you get a total of 11 plays.
They couldn't make a 13
11.
to make it more fitting.
Yeah, really, eh?
FIFA 13 demo, it implies there's 13 times.
So yes, you can boot the game up and then close it, and then when you reopen it, that counts as 1 against the number of times you can play.
I don't understand why they do
uninstall
that.
it and then reinstall it?
No.
No,
I
you
don't think
can't.
so.
Yeah, I tried that on
Wow.
3DS. It doesn't work. I'd assume it would be the same for the Wii U.
I mean, so I played it. It's a soccer game. I'm not really a soccer video game guy, but I wanted to try it out because it's the Wii U and just kind of see how they've implemented all of the touchscreen controls. And I played the entire thing in off-TV play, so that's just playing the entire thing on the controller itself.
That's cool.
Okay.
And I don't know, as a soccer game, it played fine, but I felt that all of the touchscreen control stuff was interesting, though not that well executed. So, for instance, you can tap, or one of the options was, in order to have a precision shot, you can shake the gamepad, which pulls up an overlay of a soccer net on the screen as
Lord.
you're playing.
That's already too complicated.
So there's an overlay of a soccer net, and then you touch where you want the ball to go. So if I want to hit it right in the top left corner, I could do that. And then the longer you hold your finger there, the harder the shot is.
Seems
Interesting.
like too easy.
I did not like playing it that way at all. I didn't like how it obstructed the screen. I'm guessing if I was playing it on an actual television, it would be easier. I also didn't like how you had to activate it by shaking it. That seemed really dumb. You can just press in the right analog stick to do it as well, but I don't understand why you would just add shaking, because that doesn't seem intuitive at all.
No,
No, not at all.
No.
And I know I've played FIFA extensively on the Vita, and I just shut all the touchscreen controls off.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an option on the Wii U one. The other thing that it does is that there's a lot of menu stuff on the screen, so the main view is you're playing soccer, and then there's 8 or 9 tabs that run along the right-hand side that you can noodle with menu options as you're playing, so you could draw plays or substitute players and all of that type of stuff. I don't know. It's a thing that you can do. I don't know if it makes it any better, but it's
And that's on the gamepad?
it's on the gamepad.
Does that not take up like a lot of real estate?
Yeah, 11 tabs.
The tabs don't, but when you open up stuff, then it takes up the whole thing.
Does it like pause the game?
No.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. It's
I
like
don't
you're
know.
actually a manager, you know? Calling
There
plays, I
is a
guess.
mode to just manage the game and use the touchscreen controls to do that type of stuff. I didn't try it, though. I have no idea what's involved in managing a soccer team.
That sounds like a glorified spectator mode.
Yeah.
And one other game I wanted to mention, I played Guardians of Middle-earth, the demo.
Oh, cool.
Available on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network.
Yeah,
So
that looked really cool.
that is
Yeah, I'm interested.
that is a MOBA, kind of like the League of Legends, except on console. I guess it's one of the first major ones. And I guess don't look for me as a expert voice for this particular game because I don't know anything about MOBAs. I couldn't tell you what MOBA means. I do know
Multiplayer
that...
online battle arena.
Oh, okay. There it is. Educated. 'Cause
That's all I know.
one of the...
Good thing we have you, Jason.
Yeah.
One of the secrets that I learned in radio school to sounding smart is to learn a little bit about a lot of different things. And so the more it seems like you know a lot more than you actually do.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to MOBAs, I can carry on a conversation and say, yeah, League of Legends, that's really popular. It's a MOBA. And there was a tournament recently where some team won $1 million. And I don't know what MOBA means, but League of Legends kind of plays like Dota, and I don't know what that means either, but I know it's a mod for Warcraft 3, and
Dawn of the Ancients.
I don't really know what was... I guess Warcraft 3 was kind of like StarCraft, but with orcs and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warcraft came first. Come on, Jet.
I know that much, but...
That was a pretty good conversation, Jed, I must
Yeah.
say. I was impressed.
I was kind of impressed, actually.
yeah,
you went pretty
don't-
far back. You stretched back like a decade in your knowledge there.
But if you ask me for anything more than that, then
Yeah.
my fraudulence gets completely exposed. So it's one of those games, and I've never played one of these before, so immediately hopped into the training mode. Because I've heard these games can be really tough to play, and there's a lot of skill involved. So okay, fine. I play the training mode, and I learn all of the commands. So I know how you start out as Gandalf. I know how to swing my sword. I know how to trigger my magic powers, and there's cooldown times and all that stuff. And I believe there are some things with towers that you either have to destroy other people's towers or protect your own or something like that. Anyway, I get the gist of how the mechanics. And then it's like, all right, drop you in a game. And I hop in, and it's all AI opponents. And I just find that I'm walking forward, there's a whole bunch of dudes, I'm swinging my sword around, and then I die. I walk forward, I swing my sword, and I die. And I'm playing for a few minutes, and I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand what the flow of the match is, how I should be facing off against these guys, what powers I should be using.
Yeah.
How do I kill more dudes and die less? What is the ultimate point of this? I just didn't get it.
Yeah, that was basically my experience with League of Legends as well. I downloaded it, played it a few times. I never played Defense of the Ancients at all, but yeah, my experience with League of Legends was the same. Just didn't know what to do, ran around, got killed, and then said, I'm just going to install this.
So I'm sure that it is very good at what it is trying to do, at least League of Legends. I've heard that this Guardians of Middle-earth game is actually pretty good too, but I just feel like completely alien to what it is asking me to do. It's probably one of those games that someone would have to train me on for a couple of days before I got the basics of it, and then I would just have to spend a lot of time sucking before I eventually got good at it.
Team Fortress 2 effect. Suck a lot and get good later.
Yeah, fighting games are all like that too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. I tried it. I at least have popped my MOBA cherry and can say that I've tried one of these before, and yeah.
That's cool. I'm interested in it. I mean, it looks fun. Will I play it? I have no idea.
Have you played League of Legends?
I have not. And as a hardcore fan of RPGs, this is one game that's always eluded me, which is strange because it's free. But I don't know. I felt like the game, it seems like it's really just, and I'm probably really wrong, but it seems like it's a sort of an action RPG. You kind of level up your character and you get better stats, and you just try to kill everyone else on the other team. I want to say that's it.
It's sort of like, I don't know, maybe the closest analogy I can think of is like an RTS where you control one dude.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun, League of Legends and Guardians of Middle-earth, but I just never played them. I don't know.
I find it funny, too, that Monolith, the company that made... now I can't think of the name of it. The game we are just talking about.
League of Legends?
No.
Oh,
The
Guardians of Middle-earth?
Middle-earth. Yeah, that's one. This is kind of their first foray into that sort of genre as well. I could be completely wrong, but weren't they the ones that made like Fear and all those games as well?
Could be. Not sure
Does
offhand.
anybody know? I'm like 90% sure that they're the ones that made Fear and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of a sort of a strange, sort of out of their element style game to make.
Let's see. Yeah, Fear and Guardians of Middle-earth, Monolith. Good call.
There you go.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys cool to hop into the Bosscast thought starter, conversation starter of the week? I'm trying to change the name of that, because I don't know. The last time I tried to introduce it as a topic, it wasn't really a topic at all, but we just kind of talked around it anyway. So, topic of the thought starter of this week, holidays. I know I have Christmas on the outline, but let's be fair, there are other things to celebrate in this time of the year, like
True.
the Hanukkah and the Kwanzaa and Festivus for the rest of us, and
Festivus for the rest of us.
Exactly.
all of
With
those
the airing
things.
of the grievances and the feats of strength.
Yes, so I'm just going to stop right here and let you guys pick it up from here. Where do you want to go?
Okay, I like this because I added it, but I like games on your wish list like throughout the years. Do you know any games that are on your list or no?
Are we talking like of all time kind of thing, or just this year?
Yeah, like I don't know. This year, games that you got, you were happy with. Games that you never got and asked for multiple years. I don't know. And I'm leading this up because my parents still actually demand a physical Christmas list. So, like, I actually
awesome.
have, for purposes of this show, I have the past 7 years worth of lists open on my computer. So, and that's only because I got my own computer 7 years ago. So,
Nice.
but yeah, like so. For example, I apparently going back to what year is this? 2007. I wanted Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles for the Wii. In 2007, I didn't get it. And it was on my list in 2008, I didn't get it. And on my list in 2009, I didn't get it. And same with 2010, I didn't get it. But last year...
But at what point do you give up?
Last year, I got it. So,
oh, there you go.
The 5-year plan. And see, the funny thing is, last year, I also had the other one, the... what is it called? Dark Side Chronicles?
Yes.
Also on the list. And I didn't get that. So, well, another one comes
so then
out.
by that, you'll probably get
track.
that in like what? 2015?
Yeah. I think on the 5-year plan we'll go 2015. But I mean, is there anything like that you guys can recall? Something that you wanted for a long time, never got, or anything like that?
I've always asked for games for Christmas, but never has a game ended up on my list multiple years.
Yeah.
It's either I got it and that was great, or I didn't get it and I either just bought it myself or I forgot about it.
Oh.
That's fine. I've gotten no shortage of great games during the holiday season. I think one of the most fondest memories was Donkey Kong Country. And months before that game came out, I got the famous/infamous promo video from Nintendo.
Oh my god, I have that.
I don't have it here. It's in my parents' house somewhere, but I watched that thing about 100 times.
The Donkey Kong one, right?
Yes.
I am right there with you. That was the coolest video they ever could have made.
I thought it was amazing, and I thought Nintendo were the best thing ever, because they sent me this video, just for me to tell me that the coolest game ever is coming soon.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I knew secrets about. They showed secrets about that game before the game came out, and I was like, I am so ready to tear this game up.
Yeah.
Once I get it. And I ended up getting it for Christmas that year, and thought, man, this is the best Christmas ever. I got this game that I've been excited for months.
Yeah, and it's a good game too.
Oh yeah, still great.
You weren't disappointed.
Yeah, classic.
I love it. I remember getting one of those, like, what are they called? Sizzle reels or whatever for Pokemon too when I was younger.
Oh?
Did you get one of those? Yeah, I remember.
I got dropped from their mailing list by that point. The last thing I remember getting from Nintendo was a dossier for GoldenEye.
Ooh, I don't think I got that
Oh,
one.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a dossier and had a whole bunch of pages in it that covered all of the different features in the game, and I had no idea that this game was even coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they sent me that, I said, oh, I have to get this.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And
Yeah,
The marketing works.
turns out that ends up being one of the best games ever.
Yeah.
Go figure. Those were fun. They should still do that, and still send them on VHS tapes. Like, hey, here's Super Mario Galaxy 3, and then bam, VHS tape. Collect.
Yeah, kids nowadays would open it and go, what the heck is
What
this?
is this? Even if the DVD, they'll be like, what is this? Blu-ray? Yeah.
So I don't have any of my past lists, but I actually do have my current list. I've been compiling it on my phone.
Yeah.
So I can read out some of the things. Not all gaming stuff, but there's a lot of gaming stuff on here.
Sure.
So at the top of the list, Taylor Swift, Speak Now.
Wait, what is Speak Now? Is that a
That's
DVD?
the album
That's an
before
album.
Red.
Okay, because I'm going Red
The
for
one
my
album
niece.
that Jet missed out
That's
on.
the one I missed out on.
Oh, okay.
I did see her Christmas album, and I don't have that either.
There you go.
But that one looks like a bit of a ripoff, because it only has 6 songs on it.
Hopefully a discounted price.
No, it's $10.
Oh,
Who are
Taylor
we kidding?
Swift.
Jet will still pay full price for it.
Yeah, it's true. What am I thinking?
What else do I got here? I've got XCOM. That I really want to play that game. So
that's at the top of my list.
I think that as far as game of the year thinking, that's the one game where I'm like, I'm probably not going to get to this one in time. But
yeah,
definitely on my list. Sleeping Dogs is on here. Toronto Raptors stuff.
Really?
Yes. I'm a huge fan of the Toronto Raptors, as terrible as they are.
that's
Wow.
good.
Even as of late, eh?
Yes, even of late. It's hard being a Raptors fan.
What is it? 9 of 10 they've lost? Or
It's funny. They've only won... I've been to 2 Raptors games this year, and it's 2 of the 4 games they've won.
Wow, great.
So...
You're the good luck charm.
You need to tweet whoever is in charge, I guess Brian Colangelo or whoever the guy's in charge, and let him know, man, you went to 2 games, they won, season tickets.
That would be the best. Oh, well, I guess it would be the best that I get to go to all those games, but then watching the Raptors lose all the time, I think would probably wear me down pretty good.
That's true.
Other things on my list this year. Skylanders Giants.
Woo, good game.
I still need to play that. Some more Wii remotes. I have Rocksmith here with a question mark. I think that is something that I'd be interested in trying out at some point.
That's the real guitar thing?
Real guitar one.
Yeah.
I think
No, go on.
I was kind of holding out for the Rock Band 3 version of it, because I know that has full guitar support as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that requires a specific Rock Band real guitar, and that never came out here as far as I know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel like my manager at work actually has Rocksmith, and he plays guitar, and he says it's actually really good.
My coworkers have it, and they love it.
Yeah, so that's a good.
But did any of these guys play guitar before they played Rocksmith?
No.
My manager did. Yeah, he said it's actually nice.
Really?
Yeah, he likes it.
Interesting.
I'm
not gonna lie, I've watched videos of it online, and to me, looking at how the screen comes at you, it confuses me.
It scares me.
I see it, but I don't know how it would actually work. So maybe I got to actually try it and see what happens.
A couple of other things on this list: Zombie U, Mario Kart 7, Street Fighter X Kid Robot. Wait, is it Kid Robot? No, it was. Oh, it was Street Fighter X Tokidoki. They have a line of T-shirts.
Nice.
Oh my god, Jet.
What?
Did you see the announcement from Capcom?
Oh, Street Fighter X Mega Man?
Oh my god.
Yes.
That is literally 2 of my all-time favorite franchises are together, and oh my god. My life changed that day I saw that. It was so exciting.
What did you 2 send a letter in or something?
I think the world of video game fans sent a letter in and said, Capcom, make this happen.
Yeah.
And then some guy in Singapore? I don't even know where he is. Sweden? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And oh my god, it looks so fun. And it comes out next week.
For free.
Well, didn't Capcom just recently release a statement as well saying, Mega Man isn't dead, look out, he's coming back in some way, shape, or form?
They did, and they said something was coming out, and I'm assuming this is probably what it is. Actually, I hope it's not. I hope it's something else, but...
Well, he's going to be around for a long time to come.
Good,
so
he should be.
This could be the first of sort of a resurrection, hopefully.
Oh my god, I can't wait to shoot a Mega Buster at Ryu. Oh my god. If you can't tell, I'm very excited for this game. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, Christmas list.
Yeah, 2 other things I'll read off this list. There's actually more to it, but for the purposes of the show, 2 more things. Portal 2 bookends. I see them at HFV all the time. I think they'd be nice on my game shelf.
That's cool.
And pajama pants.
Nice.
Everyone needs pajamas.
The Christmas staple.
I have a distinct lack of pajama pants, and they'd be nice around this time of the year.
Yeah. I think the highlights of my list this year are definitely XCOM. That looks really good. And I really want to get Dishonored for the Xbox. Yeah. I think not Jet. Was it Matt played that one? Is that right?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, that just looks awesome. And
it is, yeah, it's pretty good.
And then the other cornerstone, if it happens, will be a Wii U, and that's it.
Nice.
Those 3 things, amazing Christmas.
So if you get the Wii U, if that pans out, what's the game that you're going to get first?
Yeah, I didn't list any games on the list because I don't actually have the system, but if I get the Wii U, I want the deluxe system for Nintendo Land, but the first game I'd buy would definitely be Mario.
Solid choice.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd get Mario. And after that, I'm interested in Scribblenauts, but I likely won't buy it full price. But
no, don't.
Yeah. I love Scribblenauts. It's super fun, but not for $60.
No,
I'll wait until it's like $20.
You can get the iPhone version that is decent for, I think, $1?
I have it already.
I think it's $1 now,
Yeah, I have it too.
Yeah, it's good. And they constantly update it, which is nice. So, anyways, that's what I go with.
Does anyone on your Christmas wish list, or did anyone on your Christmas wish list ask for games this year?
Yeah, my nephew always asks for games. He's got a Wii and a DS, and it's super easy to buy for because he really likes video games and he really likes Legos. And go figure, he loves Lego video games. So every year, and they always come out every year. So this year he's getting a whole bunch of Lego Lord of the Rings. So next year, I don't know what game it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be another one. So yeah, Lego games every year for him.
And you can always kind of count on
Yeah,
them.
you can. And Mom's like, doesn't he already have that one? I'm like, no, this one's new. And she's like, I thought it was new last year. And I'm like, yeah, it was. There's another one.
I know for a while I was asking for Final Fantasy games every year for Christmas.
Solid choices, too.
Yeah, not bad.
I got the entire Donkey Kong Country trilogy as Christmas gifts for 3 years straight. So it was Donkey Kong 1, 2, 3.
Wow,
Nice.
solid choices.
And then I ended up getting Donkey Kong Country Returns as a Christmas gift as well on the Wii. And that game is fantastic.
Great.
Did you skip over 64?
Oh, I got that, but not as a Christmas gift.
Oh, okay.
And that one is... At the time, I thought it was okay. I know
Yeah.
it gets a bad rap now, but I thought it was,
Yeah, I feel the same way. Actually, Donkey Kong Country Returns is on my Christmas list this year, but I don't think I'll be getting it. But
Oh, it's so good.
it looks fun. The cover looks so exciting.
It's great.
Yeah.
It gets really challenging at the end. One of the best modern 2D platformers of this generation, I will say.
Wow, that's bold.
Wow, yeah, that is bold. Apparently, in 2007, I wanted to get Hellgate London for the PC. I don't know why I wanted that game. Probably because it's Diablo-esque. This is fun. I haven't looked at these lists in forever.
The two games that other people have asked for the most on my list is Call of Duty Black Ops and Just Dance 4.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got a lot of people asking for Just Dance and Dance Central 3.
And no one's asked for that one.
Oh yeah, I don't know. My friends like that one.
Have you guys ever... So this is one of the things I tend probably to overthink every year. So most people usually ask for all the mainstream stuff, but do you ever get games because you are trying to push your agenda on them of what you think is awesome and what you think they would like?
You mean like, have I ever got a game so someone else in my family could see how good it is?
Yes.
Hmm.
So I think about some of my cousins who are really into Call of Duty, and they play pretty much, if it's not a military first-person shooter, they're not going to play it at all. And I usually try and get them something different to get them out of that, so like open up their horizons a little bit more on other things, and they usually say, yeah, that's great, thanks, and then they'll try it once and then go back to Call of Duty. But I will keep
They
trying.
have a pile of your games sitting up.
This year, I want to get everyone a copy of The Walking Dead, but I know my little cousins aren't going to care, and it probably is too gory for them anyway.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is I really thought that if I got the Wii for Christmas when it came out, that people would really enjoy playing that with me, like at the same, because it would be a nice family system.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it for Christmas, so I couldn't do that.
Throwing this out there, I'm just thinking, a potential Christmas gift for me, for anyone listening, I kind of want a Wii Mini.
Oh yeah, you're lucky. You can get one.
Canadian exclusive. Oh, yeah.
Nothing against Canadians, but that's ridiculous. Oh well, that's it's pretty cool. I mean, nice price.
$99, no GameCube support, no online anything. I think they took out the SD card slot, too.
Oh, sounds like a winner.
Yeah,
I just kind of think it looks neat. And
it does look neat.
I would want one just to have one, to say that I have this ridiculous super gimped Wii.
Super gimped. Yeah, could be a collector's item.
And
in the
then
future.
it's in Canadian colors. Well, I mean, black's not really a Canadian color, but we use it in a lot of things anyway.
It's true.
And it's only
Wait, like
$99.
red's not an American color.
Red features more
Oh,
predominantly on our flag.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Kind
If it
of.
was red, white, and blue, then that would be definitive American.
I don't know if a Japanese system will be red, white, and blue.
No, probably not.
Trying to look at this list. We got anything else you guys want to hit on as far as... Ooh, how about terrible games you've gotten as gifts without trying to throw any of your loved ones under the bus? Is this
It's a
even
dangerous
possible?
I don't know. It's kind of a dangerous question.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry, my internet.
Terrible
cut out.
games you have gotten as Christmas presents.
Horrible games?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I remember I got.
And you have to mention the name of the person who got it.
Oh, I
as
couldn't
well.
tell. It was probably my parents, but I was. This is N64 era, and I got. If you remember it, I got Buck Bumble for the N64. Do you know the game I'm talking about, where you play as the Bumblebee?
Yes.
Oh man, and like I wanted that game so bad because it looked so fun, and it wasn't awful, but it wasn't much far off from awful. It was just a bad game, wasted money.
Yeah.
Jet, what about you?
I've got. Yeah, I've gotten some bad games, but I don't feel comfortable mentioning any names or what those titles are. Just in case.
Yeah,
Playing it safe on this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
I think even like some of the poorer games that you get, I don't know, I still enjoyed. Like I also remember N64 again. I got Glover one year, where you play as the glove and just it's like an action platformer. I beat that game. I like that game. I don't know. I think it's because it was a gift. I felt obligated to play it, and when I got through it, I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't so bad." And then swiftly forgot about it for the most part. But provided entertainment, which I guess is what it was supposed to do.
True.
I'm much more comfortable with calling people out. That's okay with me. I mean, you get like stellar games. Like I know my parents got me consecutive years. They got both Legends of Zeldas for the 64. Those were great. I know. Nice. I got Banjo-Kazooie one year, and I mean another solid title, and I got my GameCube for Christmas. That was always good things to look forward to. More good than bad. Put it that way.
I remember. I got the GameCube at launch, and I guess launches back then were very different, or at least the GameCube one was, where it was the morning of, and I knew it was out, so my family and I went to the store. We go to EB Games, and of course they say, "Do you have a pre-order on it?" And we say no, and they said, "Oh, we only have enough to cover pre-orders." So go to the other part of the mall, and we go into a Zellers, and they just have like a pile of them. So I just grabbed one and bought it, along with Wave Race Blue Storm, and that was my launch for the GameCube. Very uneventful.
You know what? I literally just remembered. For one Christmas I got. Have you guys ever played Superman 64?
I rented it.
Yeah, that was probably there's really not even a single good word you can say about that game. And I remember getting it solely based on the fact that both my brother and I were Superman fans, and it was sort of just like an aside. And literally, probably the worst game I've ever played.
At the end of the game,
like
you were no longer a Superman fan.
No, I actually, it's funny. I did a review of it, or not a review, but it was in one of my lists on Biff Band Pop, and I went into detail as to how bad the game was and how much it annoyed me. And yeah, bringing this up in this context, I thought I remembered it. So
yeah,
absolutely terrible game.
The one thing I remember from that game, besides being really, really bad to control, was there was this like green mist throughout the whole game that you couldn't see through. I think it was their form of depth. Like if you couldn't see it, it's like it's just some green mist flying through the city. Very annoying.
I think my favorite. I just remembered this. Up there as my favorite gaming Christmas present. So many years ago, my house got robbed, and
sorry.
I got. It was actually like super bad because it happened. It turned out to be kids that I used to hang out with that I thought were my friends really weren't. They stole my N64 and my Super Nintendo and like all my games and stuff. And from that point on, I just like I got new games and also new friends.
Good.
I don't know where any of those guys are anymore. But it was in the mid 2000s, and for Christmas, my parents got me a Super Nintendo. And I remember just feeling all warm and mushy on the inside that my parents like went all the way back and remembered how much I loved that system and got me a bunch of games with it, like Street Fighter 2 and Super Mario World, and yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I still have that Super Nintendo now, and that started a whole video game collecting thing with me.
That's adorable.
But we'll talk about game collecting as a separate thing for another time.
Excellent.
But that story will definitely come back up. Anything else you guys want to hit on before we wrap this thing up?
I don't know.
Okay. I just want to throw one last thing here then. For the last 3 or 4 years, I go out of my way to donate to Child's Play charity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're a very good cause. If you probably know who they are at this point, but it definitely goes to a good cause, children in hospitals. And I believe they've expanded the scope of what they cover as well, right?
What do you mean?
Besides the kids in the hospitals, like, it goes to other stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
So, yeah, I always donate. I go through their Amazon gift list thing. I don't even know what that thing's called.
Yeah, it's like
registry.
Registry, Amazon.
It's the registry for the local Toronto hospital here, and I buy a couple of things every year. And I haven't done that yet, but I should.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I recommend doing it too. I think, can you do Child's Play charity through the Humble Bundles? I think you can.
Yes.
I think that's what they donate for. Yeah, that's a great way to do it too.
I'm actually looking at their site right now. 2012 so far, over $2.9 million.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's awesome.
That's got to be a record for them. 3 million almost.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's a really good cause.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you are interested in donating, there's all sorts of different ways to donate through Humble Bundles or big events like the Desert Bus for Hope and all of that type of stuff. I usually just go straight through the site and pick something out from the registry for the hospital.
Oh, man. Jason, they have an event called the Mega Marathon 2, and it's a 72-hour Mega Man Marathon. All proceeds going to Child's Play
I am looking
charities.
this up right now. Mega Marathon Man, is that what it is? No.
It's called the Mega Marathon 2.
Marathon 2.
It's actually going on. No, it's over. It ended on December 7th. But
It's today.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I would love to do some sort of event to raise money for Child's Play. I was thinking of doing Extra Life, but that was on the day that it actually happened, so I was a little late to the party. I would love to do that and stream it, but I don't have the tech right now. Maybe next year.
I had a huge ambition when I was working at Purdue to do a 24-hour game period where we live stream, almost like they do with the Mario marathons, and try to have people donate. But every hour we would switch to a different game, and they'd be picked by people watching us or whatever we had, and it could be anything. And I still think that would be great. Like even if we did it here on Split Kick, that would be so fun. And everything that we raise would be amazing. But even just $1 would make it worth it for me, just to know that someone cared enough, and we had fun playing games. Like that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Future doing it.
Future. Maybe we will have this conversation next year around this time.
Yeah.
Or I guess you can raise money for Child's Play anytime we want, so I don't know. Maybe it is a pet project outside this show.
Either way, it's for a good cause. So.
'Tis the season for giving.
Indeed.
And on that note, I think we have given our listeners quite the extensive show to listen to. I hope everyone enjoyed. I had fun.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's always fun talking with you guys, and we got to talk about all sorts of cool stuff. So before we go, Jason, what do you got cooking?
Due to the timing of this show, the Machinima's Inside Gaming Awards already happened. But you can go over to machinima.com, Inside Gaming Daily blog, and see all the awards they picked for Game of the Year and lots of other good stuff. Much different than Spike's VGAs, so you can kind of see a different angle. And
question about that. Yeah. I haven't looked at the list, but what did Inside Gaming Daily give the Game of the Year? Or choose as Game of the Year?
I believe it was Halo 4.
Okay,
I want to say. And there was one award that was for Reader's Choice, like their best game, and I want to say that was Assassin's Creed 3. So
interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
I find it very curious that Assassin's Creed 3 made it on any Game of the Year list, but
fan voting. I mean, it must be popular enough. So
yeah, and I mean, as negative as I can be about it sometimes, I did enjoy it in the end, so.
Well, that's good. Anyways, outside of that, I am also working on Slick Gaming. One of my predominant features there is a lot about game collecting and stuff with game collecting. And last year I did it, and this year is the first full year I can do it. But I'm going to do my yearly roundup of games that I've acquired throughout the year, which is always a sickeningly high number. So if you tune in, probably I'm going to try to do it around the very end of the month. So I might actually be the show after this. It might not even be up then, but I'll showcase every game that I've purchased through the year, most that I've played, everything that I reviewed. You can kind of see the year of I don't know, the life of a game collector throughout games he bought in a year, and see how much money I've wasted. So you can enjoy that.
Matt, what do you got going on?
So over at Biff Band Pop, they've been doing the 2012 holiday gift guide. So it's like we're a pop culture website, so it's not just video games, it's kind of a whole bunch of everything. But it's a guide for sort of everyone to come look at, give you ideas for sort of every kind of person that is interested in pop culture. I did a Wii U sort of review there as well for it. Really praised it because I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, things like, like the iPhone 5, comic book stuff, some biographies, Pete Townsend, the Marvel Comics Untold Story, things like that. Yeah, so just a giant list for the holidays. And then I've also got I was given a Nexus 7 to review.
Okay.
And haven't had a whole lot of time to play around with it yet, but that'll go up probably next week.
That's a tablet, right?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
I think I'm getting one of those for Christmas.
Cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's the 7-inch tablet, right?
It
is,
yeah.
My mom works for a company that has direct access to some sort of technology distributor. And she talked about how she was able to get them at this crazy price, so she was just giving everyone a whole bunch of tablets for Christmas. And I guess her one holdup with me was that she knows I'm a huge Apple fan, and
right.
I always talk about Android as being the dark side or whatever. And then my mom just got to a point where she's like, I really want to get you a tablet. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll gladly take it.
Yeah.
So she...
Oh, I mean, you know what? I'll be honest. It's not... I'm an Apple fan too, and it's not an Apple tablet. I mean, let's be clear. But it's not bad. So it depends. If you're really hardcore into Apple, you're probably not going to like it. But if you're willing to go into it with an open mind, it's good. It's a good tablet.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Mom, in advance. Couple of things cooking on my end. My Nintendo Land review, that is out now on splitkick.com. I gave that game a 7. It's good.
It's a good review.
And what else going on Splitkick? We've got the big Splitkick Game of the Year stuff going on. So a lot of the editors have written up their Game of the Year write-up, so everybody picked what their Game of the Year was, plus a couple of honorable mentions, and there's a pretty interesting list of games that ended up going on there. I think we'll talk about that a little more on the next show.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, there'll be a lot of great content going on Splitkick for that. Also, make sure to listen to Fall Damage, check out Rocket Jump, Dan's Bits of Reality show, plus Old Game Plus, where the new episode is Jurassic Park on the SNES.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent. Fantastic series, by the way. Really well done. That first episode was great. I liked it.
Sorry, which one? You cut out
the first
there.
episode with Super Castlevania.
Oh, yes.
Really, really good.
I really enjoyed that first episode of Old Game Plus. I haven't had a chance to check out the second one yet, but I will.
Yeah.
All right. Last couple of plugs. If you want to email us, you can email us at bosscast@splitkick.com. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, submit a review, only if it's 5 stars. Greatly appreciated. On Twitter, you can find us at Maddie Lang, at Jay Jasicki, and at JetlandyJoe. Any last words?
See you in 2 weeks. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! See you next
Yeah.
time.
Have a good holiday.
good holidays.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.